All right, it'll just be half a video, which is cool. All right, so back to this. So yeah, so divergence, right? You get a strong impulsive move immediately following a divergence. Now, literally how I tell you guys over and over and over, my specific entry is the biggest engulfing candle on the highest time frame. This big ass 10-hour candle. I know a lot of y'all probably have never seen nobody trade off a 10-hour candle. Y'all go start seeing it when y'all get on these calls. I'll be trading off of every damn time frame. You feel me? So look at how perfectly the market reacted, right? Market barely even closed above my entry. And then as you've been seeing, it's just been aggressively dropping. But these are 10-hour candles. So, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be holding this for a little bit, but profit is profit, right? Take profit one is literally about a 3.5 to 1. That's just TP1. So it's worth it to hold it. And yeah, you just gotta get most people I feel like aren't comfortable to hold a trade. You're always trying to exit and all this other type of crap. I've been holding it the whole time, right? It did all this, dropped, almost pulled back to entry, dropped again, consolidated, and now it's moving again. But you gotta hold it. You feel me? Gotta hold it. Haven't taken partials yet. I'm just at break even as of right now, waiting for it to hit take profit one. So this is just another example of a setup. Pretty straightforward based off of market structure. You get a breaker structure. You know what I'm saying? If I were to pull out the fib, right, from the high to the low, I pretty much was looking to enter based off of like the 88%. And yeah, pretty simple. So next we're gonna go to CAS CHF. CAS CHF, I'm actually gonna break down something. So what I'm personally gonna start doing, CAS CHF, I was testing something out. Because I got stopped out and then I got back in. Obviously, this wasn't something I called out. I got stopped out initially here. So one thing I ended up learning is I'm personally not going to send out trade setups on low time frames. Just because it's a little riskier. Like what I don't want to do, I'm okay with getting stopped out and then getting in again, but I'm not going to send out a trade that could get stopped out and then tell y'all, hey, I'm gonna call it. I don't want to do that. I would rather just give y'all a safer trade. So let me break that down real quick, right? There are two different examples of setups I could have taken advantage of on this CAD JPY, right? So peep this, right? Notice how this market is literally walking itself down. So you got this initial reaction from this institutional candle over here, right? Then you got this big ass candle, which ended up creating this candle, okay? So basically what I saw was this candle reacted here, this candle reacted here, this candle reacted here. So I was basically looking to take advantage of this big ass 4-hour candle, okay? Now, obviously the stop loss would have been up here and all that other good stuff. So what I mean is this is an entry I would have sent y'all, but me being more aggressive, I was looking at this 30-minute candle. So let me show you guys an example. I'm gonna show y'all what happened. So whenever I started scaling down, okay, I ended up seeing this 30-minute candle right here, okay? Pretty big candle right here. So in my head, when I initially took it, I was like, well, shit, I don't need to use the stop loss all the way up here. I got a 30-minute candle, right? That's pretty thick. You feel me? I'm gonna just put my stop loss up here. So let me show y'all what actually ended up happening, right? So I put my stop loss here, okay? Let the trade play out. And let me just show y'all, right? So look at that, right? It initially reacted right here, this wick, and then what? Literally, look at this, right? It literally peaked right above my stop loss and then dropped, right? Peaked right above my stop loss and dropped, right? I wasn't mad because at the end of the day, I was telling myself, I know it's a little risky because I, should have just put my stop loss up here, but you want to be able to take advantage of smaller stops, which give you, way bigger risk to rewards and all that type of stuff. But kind of like I said, this is where I'm learning. It's like, yeah, so I'm comfortable getting back in, but I don't want to call out this. Y'all get stopped out. And then I'm like, let me call out another setup. So saying all that to say, y'all are just going to get some of these setups with the bigger stop loss because it's safer. Because if I would have just given y'all the original setup with the stop up here, y'all would just be deep in profit and you would have never worried about getting stopped out. The risk to reward wouldn't have been the same, which doesn't matter because this trade would have lost anyway. But that's just something I was testing out because I wanted to be able to send y'all setups like this, but because it's something that got stopped out, I was able to get back in, but I don't know how confident I would feel telling y'all to get back in the same trade twice. I just rather call out something with a little bit bigger stop that keeps y'all in initially, versus y'all getting stopped out and having to get back in. So saying all that to say, basically what I saw was whenever it stopped me out with this, okay, I ended up getting back in. I'm gonna show you, I ended up getting back in it, basically up in here. So what I saw, I think it was the 50 minute, 55. I basically saw this 55-minute candle right here. I ended up doing the 50% of this candle like so. No, 50% of this candle like so. And as you saw, it did give a pretty aggressive retracement, right? Up to here, right? See how the market initially pulled back with this wick, ended up coming back up. This did not take out this high. So this is why you always have a stop loss. Don't freak out when you get in drawdown. Your stop loss is either going to get hit or it's not. So it was a pretty deep retracement, but ultimately, as you can see, the market ended up going back in my favor. So this is my re-entry that I took. But like I said, I don't know how comfortable I would have felt calling out a re-entry. So you guys would have just gotten a bigger stop loss one. But long story short, this is where the actual setup is. I still personally feel like there is an opportunity for this to pull back. If so, I will more than likely call this out. So if you guys are looking at this, you can see right here, basically. So this is a similar concept, right? What I want you guys to notice is this market did not take out this high, okay? This impulsive move broke below this low, which makes this a valid break of structure. So once again, this did not take out this high. And on top of that, when the market ran down, it broke below this low. So what could happen is the market could work its way back up into this candle before it continues dropping, which is why you can see I have it marked up already. But obviously, you know, a lot of times stuff like this that looks good, the market is just going to keep dropping. So obviously I'm still in the trade. I'm at break even at this point. So I would like it to just keep dropping. It would be nice to get a re-entry, but I'm already in the trade. I would just rather keep dropping. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at. So that could possibly be a re-entry, but as right now, I would just like it to keep dropping, if I'm gonna be honest. Euro GBP, this is going to be a re-entry for sure. If you guys can kind of see how I got that marked up, I think this is going to be a really nice re-entry, to be honest with you. But we will see. Yeah, that'll be the last one. Let me see any of these getting close. GBP CAD maybe, but I'd rather break this low before I call it out, so I'm not going to go over it. USD Chef would have been nice if we could get a pullback up here, but it looks like this is just going to keep dropping, so this is probably not going to happen tonight. Euro USD, similar. As you can see, I haven't marked up. Whether or not it's going to pull back, I don't know. On top of that, I don't know if I want to still take the trade, depending on how deep it gets into this imbalance, because at that point, it might just keep selling off. So I really wanted to be able to get in on this to ride it up. If it comes up here, which it already is, and then comes back, I don't know how confident I'd actually feel in it at that point, even though this is a nice looking imbalance. But yeah, so I'm leaving USD Chef, Euro USD alone for right now. Euro Chef, as you guys see, it doesn't look like we're going to get this buy. So at this point, you know, we're waiting for this setup, right? This 25-minute setup I've been talking about since fucking January 13th. So 2 weeks. CAD JPY. CAD JPY. I'm still debating on if I'm gonna send. I'm probably not gonna send it out. One thing, like I said, I want to stay away from sending out lower time frame. This is a good setup, but I just feel more comfortable calling out the higher time frames to y'all because that's what I've had more success with. So this is a setup that I could send out, and I did send out. I told y'all to delete it, but I'm not gonna call this out. I'm gonna just stick to like what's been working for me, like the higher time frames for the most part, like on a case-to-case basis. This is something I'm gonna send out, even though it's a lower time frame, because it's like that's just pretty obvious. But something like CAD JPY, I just rather wait for something else to send out to y'all, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. There's not really. The only thing I'm probably gonna be sending out tonight, because like I don't really know how I feel about sending out CAD JPY. I'd rather just hold on to that myself and kind of just stick with, yeah, because like I said, all my success has been coming from higher time frame, lower time frame, not so much. So I'll just take that myself. So if anything, we might get the, what's this, GBP CAD. I think that could be a good setup. Not going to take too much time on it though, just because I'd rather it activate and we talk about it tomorrow. But we can talk about Euro GBP. Euro GBP is actually one of the setups I called out last week that we're still holding. So let me tell you guys a possible re-entry. I'm gonna give you guys the re-entry on this call if y'all want to take it. I'm not gonna call it out just because that's gonna be confusing. So anybody that might still be holding a trade, I don't necessarily want them to take the same position twice. So it'll be up to y'all real quick. Let's see. Somebody said AED USD. Oh, me personally, I don't see anything on AED USD that I want to take. So that's just me. But yeah, if you like AED USD, definitely go for it. But personally, as of right now, I don't necessarily see nothing that for like what I like to see on AED USD. Euro GBP though, my bad. I really lost my train of thought. We got about 15 minutes left because I will be getting on the as you guys know, the John Dollery Rock Kumar session. So peep this real quick, right? Euro GBP, okay. Now the initial entry for Euro GBP was over here. As you guys can see, the market did give you know, pretty deep retracement. Almost hit stop loss, but guess what? Almost does not count in trading unless it almost hit take profit and you let it reverse all the way back and hit your break even, okay? But if it almost hits your stop loss, it don't matter. Because if it didn't hit your stop loss, then almost doesn't actually mean anything. So it came close right here, right? Stop is right here, came close, but no cigar. Now, this is juicy right here, right? Let me break this down to y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna give this to y'all on the call, but I'm not gonna call this out. Just because I already have one of them. I already have the initial one called out, so I don't want to call out two trades on the same setup, which is basically gonna be the same entry, just with a smaller stop loss. So what I want you guys to notice is same concept, right? Peep, 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 like peep. Why did I say peep like 4 times? That shit was crazy. My bad. So peep this, right? I was remixing that joint. The market went for about 120 pips, which means what? If we're focusing on measured moves, okay, that means the market possibly could give us another 120 pip move, okay? So we could be looking for something like this. Obviously, it could go further, as you can see my take profits, but we could get something like that, okay? Now, what's really important about this is when the market gave that impulsive move, okay, it actually came and swept below this area very slightly. All right, perfect. So notice how the market came and swept below this area, right? Barely, okay? That's the liquidity that the market wasn't done with yet, right? Which is why I be adding spread, right? Because this is a low I'm setting my stop loss off of, but that's why I add spread to it, okay? You never know when the market is done yet. So the market came, captured that, okay? And it already initially gave us breaks of structure. This was the primary break of structure right here. On top of that, it also broke this, right? Also broke that. Now, when the market pulled back, swept liquidity, gave another run to the upside, right? Broke this, okay? And it also broke this, okay? So once again, it broke multiple levels of structure. So now what I'm looking for is honestly pretty straightforward, right? What I'm personally looking for is to see from low to the high, right? With my fib extension tool, if you guys notice, the best looking candle, right? Notice how this 45-minute candle right here, look at how good that looks, right? Notice how the market never actually came back to retest this candle. Now, obviously what could happen, if you guys look at like the 40-minute and stuff like that, the market might just come to this candle and take off, possibly. I don't know. What I'm hoping for is that the market maybe breaks past this candle and gives me my re-entry, because this is not the best entry, knowing that this 45-minute candle is right below it. Yeah, the market could stop here, but since I'm already in the trade, I'm okay with not trying to be too aggressive, because last thing you want is to put your stop loss here, hit your stop loss, and then you lose money whenever you're still in the setup. Then you're just eating into the profit that you haven't even made yet, okay? So I want to be able to make sure I'm giving myself the best opportunity, which I think is going to come in the form of this 45-minute candle right here, okay? This 45-minute candle, right? So this is what I'm personally looking for tonight for a possible re-entry on Euro GBP. To see if I'm gonna actually get that opportunity. I think that would actually be pretty dope. To better look for this continuation on this trade setup, right? And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it on that. So that's gonna be Euro GBP. Basically what I'll do is I'm gonna type this out. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I always tell myself, because I'll take that back. What I don't like doing is, I feel like if I give y'all a trade setup, then I'm responsible for telling y'all how to manage the trade. And since I'm not officially calling it out, I'm not trying to be responsible for giving y'all updates and stuff like that. So if y'all go find a setup and mark it up, just know, right, I'm looking on a 45-minute for Euro GBP. If you want to mark it up and take it, that's on you, right? But I'm personally not going to give it to you, because I don't want to be responsible for saying, hey, delete it. Hey, take profit is here. Hey, adjust stop loss to break even. I ain't trying to do all that. So 45-minute on Euro GBP. If y'all want to go mark it up, like how y'all say I have it marked up, and take the trade, that's on you. Okay. But yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for on Euro GBP. So I like to be able to see something like this, right? To be able to take that continuation. Same thing on CAD JPY, right? So that's one thing I will do. If y'all get on the call, I'll give y'all the setups. I'm just not going to officially call these out, which obviously keep that in mind. I'm not going to update you on how to manage it. Okay. So I'll give you this CAD JPY as well. Same thing. I'm not going to call this out to the chat. Because like I said, that's one thing I started noticing. I want to be able to have, because that's one thing I noticed too that I don't actually do enough of. I'm too concerned about sending y'all every single setup I take. And one thing I learned, that's not really what most traders do. Most traders aren't going to literally send every single trade they take. They're going to send you a few of the trades out of the majority that they take, right? So if they take 10 trades, they might send you 5 of them. They're not going to send you all 10. So I'm too concerned about, oh man, every time I take a trade, I got to send it out to them. No, I don't. So what I told myself is I'm going to start making sure I just focus on sending y'all the trades from the higher time frame. If I have a lower time frame setup, I'm going to give it to the people that get on these calls like y'all, but I'm not going to officially call these out, meaning I'm not going to be responsible for what happens. So if I come back and say, hey, this hit stop loss tomorrow, that doesn't actually mean that y'all lost money, because I don't know if y'all took it, because I didn't officially call it out, right? It's only 5 of y'all on this call. So it's not going to be that many people that are even taking advantage of these. So this is kind of like exclusive to the people that hop on the call. Everybody else, whatever I send out, that's what I'll send out. So one more time, kind of like I said, y'all are only moving forward going to see me send out trade setups on the higher time frame. any of these lower time frame setups, basically if I have an entry under the 1 hour time frame, not every single time is situational, but most of the time I'm more than likely just going to keep these for myself. And if you get on the actual call like this, you'll be able to take advantage of the setup. Okay. So I really want to give y'all like the whole markup. All right. So obviously y'all should know how to mark this up. If y'all don't, y'all are new. It's pretty simple, right? So the yellow is obviously going to be the entry. So 91.020. The red is going to be the stop loss, right? Obviously go put your short position tool on your chart and go figure out the parameters, and then it'll see, oh, 17 pips stop loss. Okay, cool. Take profit 1 is here. Take profit 2 is here. Take profit 3 is here. Take profit 4 is here. All right, it's literally it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a screenshot of this and I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Just like that. All right. So like I said, y'all got Euro GBP. Y'all got CAD JPY. I'm personally not calling those out, but y'all have those from this call. Okay. I'm personally taking them myself though. So tomorrow, if anybody actually ends up taking these, which I'm not necessarily saying y'all have to, because I'm not sending it out officially, I obviously give y'all an update on what this ended up playing out like, because it should activate tonight. So I gave y'all CAD JPY, I gave y'all Euro GBP. Like I said, I'm hoping that GBP CAD gives me an opportunity tonight. If so, that'll be something I call out. But all these, yeah, these are not coming back. Yeah, these are not coming back. So before I get off, let me go scan the market, see if there's anything else that's maybe transpired. All these are basically gone though. All these are gone. AUD and ZD, what you looking like? Oh, let me see. Nah, false alarm. Maybe not, but nah. That might be ready to drop, but so we do have divergence, but I'm gonna let this one go. One thing I utilize my TDI for, let me show you my TDI sauce, right? Let me show y'all some TDI sauce real quick. This is why I like the TDI better than the RSI, but obviously I always show y'all the RSI because it's easier to explain. Notice, I'm gonna show you how I'm able to confidently pick the tops and bottoms, okay? Example. Exclusive sauce right now, okay? Super exclusive, right? So peep this. Right, he said I'm still in Europe since last week. That's funny. So look, peep this, right? Notice how this candle technically is hit, you know, like a peak high. If you look to the left, it's probably reacting somewhere off of here. Okay. This could be an instance. It's a very aggressive engulfing candle. This could be an instance of where the market might be getting ready to turn down. Possibly. For me, though, it's not valid. Even if I come back and I'm like, oh man, I should have taken it. I don't look at things in retrospect and say what I should have did. I'm going off of what I've seen happen time and time again, which is why I can confidently pass something up and have no attachment to it, even if it does go in my favor. Okay. So even if I come back and I see it went in my favor, that's not going to make me be like, oh, I should have taken it. I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to take it. I'm going to feel okay with whatever happens to it. AUD and ZD. Notice how this green line, which represents price, is not in our extremes. On the TDI, the extremes are going to be referenced by the yellow. So for me, if you guys don't know, which I probably don't because I don't use the TDI that much on this call specifically, this is my indicator for whenever I'm going to pick a high or low. Notice how this high does not have price in the extremes. I don't consider this valid because what could happen is, yeah, the market could pull back into this candle and drop. You want to know what else it could do? it can break past that candle and keep going higher because we've not hit the extremes yet, right? Drop a 1 in the chat if that makes sense, right? Obviously, the market could hit this candle, reject and drop, but it could obviously just keep going past that candle because it is not actually in the extremes yet, okay? Now, let me show you another example, okay? So if I actually go look at that Euro CAD trade that I was telling you about, look, peep this Euro CAD trade I was telling you about, right? Tell me what you notice right here, right? Where the divergence ended up happening is in the extremes. See that? Drop a 2 in the chat if you see that, right? Notice how where the divergence actually took place is actually in the extremes, okay? That's why I took this. That's the difference, right? This is the difference right here. This is really, whenever I be telling y'all about the RSI and I really be looking at this. I show y'all the RSI because it's easy to break down. Whenever I come to the chart and I be like RSI, divergence, weakness, this is what I really be looking for. If I'm looking to catch the market at the extreme low, I need to be able to see it's in the extremes on the TDI. Because some of y'all probably like, bro, how do you be guessing these? I don't be guessing. I'm looking to see if it hit the extremes on the TDI. Because the way that the extremes work on the TDI is different than the RSI. The RSI might be in the extremes, but the TDI is not in the extremes yet. So that's the thing I started noticing. The TDI extremes are more valid than the RSI extremes, okay? Let me show you another example, right? Let's look at the USD chef trade I was looking at. Look, peep this. Even though it hasn't pulled back yet, I'm gonna give y'all some game. I would still take this if and when it pulls back. Why? Look at that engulfing candle. Look at these extremes. These are the kind of setups I'll be looking for, right? You got the combination of a bearish or bullish engulfing candle with the extremes being hit on that specific time frame. It's not just on any time frame. It's on the time frame that you see your biggest institutional candle, right? Look at the extremes. See that? This is what I would consider valid. This is how I'm able to predict the tops and the bottoms with the TDI, right? That's really the gem. To be honest with y'all, it's really the gem right there. Goddamn TDI. That bitch is dropping though. God damn. Like shit. So that probably means USD CAD is gonna keep dropping out the sky. I love it. Yes, sir. And also means Euro GBP might not come back. It might not come back, which I'm not really just like super tripping off of. Hopefully Euro CAD keeps pushing up too. CAD CHF hopefully keeps dropping. As you can see, we're pretty close to take profit. Let me see. Oh, we up right now. I ain't gonna hold you. The only thing I'm holding is these setups. You feel me? I'm a comedian, man. I am a comedian. Yeah, we up right now. Up. No cap. Or as the kids say, no kizzy, right? That's what the kids say these days. Yep. Somebody said $1's falling from extreme highs. Go look at the DXY real quick. You goddamn Skippy it is. Lord have mercy. Look at what the dollar did, right? Peep the dollar, right? Look at that bearish engulfing candle. Look at the extremes on the TDI. It had to happen, right? It literally had to happen. And it threw divergence from here to here, from here to here. Everything literally operates the same, guys. But yeah, you're right. Shout out to the TDI. The TDI is exactly why USD CAD is falling off the sky, USD Chef, and yeah, USD JPY as well. Yeah, hopefully it does keep falling. But for me, I mean, you guys know how I am. I mean, once I hit any take profit, I already made my money. So I don't care what it does. After I hit TP1, it don't really matter to me because that's when I would have made money. So after I hit TP1, if the dollar wants to reverse at that point, I'm cool because I already made my money. So I'm not always expecting, and that's the thing that you guys got to also mentally understand. I don't necessarily expect all my take profits to get hit. That doesn't even make sense. I just specifically focus on TP1. I'm going to consistently hit take profit 1, which means I'm going to consistently make money. Anything that happens after take profit 1 in my eyes is a bonus. Okay. So that's why I like to be able to make sure my TP1 is usually pretty good. So my TP1 on this setup, look, peep this, right? Think about it. My first take profit is a 3.5 to 1. I haven't even taken partials yet, right? My take profits are usually so specific. I don't take part. I'm not one of those guys that's like take partials before it hits take profit. It's coming close to take profit, take partials. Nah. When it hits my take profit, that's when I'm gonna take partials. I back tested enough to where I'm confident to hold my setup to take profit. Okay. So whenever take profit gets hit, I'm gonna get an alert. I'm gonna take partials and I'm gonna go on about my day. You feel me? That's literally all I'm gonna do. Anything else that gets hit, any of these other take profits that get hit, it's a bonus at that point. Right? Same thing for Euro GBP. If Euro GBP keeps going up, that'll be cool. Right? Euro CAD, if that keeps going up, that'll be cool. But I already hit take profit 1. So literally anything outside of take profit 1, in my eyes, is a bonus, right? Think about it. Think about what this setup looks like to TP1. Bro, my take profits be nasty. Look at this, bro. My first take profit was a 4.5 to 1, bro. You feel what I'm saying? This is why I be trying to tell y'all. I ain't gonna say it doesn't matter when you lose. So think about it, right? I sent out 3 consecutive L's last week, right? And y'all know me. I've never run away from losing. I've never been like, oh man, I lost. I'm gonna go hide for a week. Or no, bro. Like I lost. I'm gonna do the call the same day or the next day, and then we go keep it rocking. You feel me? I didn't hide at all last week, right? I didn't cancel any calls last week. I think I only missed 1 call last week, and I think that was before I even took like my first loss or whatever. But anyways, though, y'all never go see a boy run away from losing, even though those 3 losses were my worst week all of January. You want to know why I'm never going to run away from losses? Think about it, right? I took 3 consecutive losses. I had this win that could have made me almost 5 losses, right? So let's do the math, right? I took 3 consecutive losses. 1 win could have made me all of that back, and I still would have been in profit. That's just 1. Let's not mention, I also took cash CHF, which is currently in, no, it's not the right one. It's this markup, which is currently in 2.5, right? 2.5 to 1 right now. So that would have made me back basically the majority of them. It actually dropped down to a 3 to 1. So that would have made me back all my losses. And then I also took USD CAD. Look at this, right? This would have also made me back all my losses. I'm already up at 3 to 1. 3 separate trades could have all made me back all those 3 losses. So literally, I tell y'all, no BS. Any given trade that I send out that goes in my favor is minimum gonna cover 2 to 3 losses. Minimum. So yeah, if I go lose 3 in a row, that's not what I want. It's not like I'm jumping for joy. Like, yeah, I ain't tripping. Nah, I mean, I don't want to lose 3 trades in a row. But guess what? I know 1 trade by itself can make me back at least 2 to 3 losses every single time based off of risk to reward. So that's just one of those things I really want you guys to be able to focus on. That's why you have to actually hold your trade. If you always exiting your trade hella early, you're never going to be able to take advantage of this kind of stuff. Right? So like I said, once again, I'm not going to call this out either. So I'll give y'all this markup. If you guys actually want to take, the re-entry on this, that's totally up to y'all at that point. I'm pretty sure this is going to pull back though, just from how the market is looking. Just being real, because we did have this little liquidity sweep right here. So in my personal opinion, I think it's going to pull back into this candle, and I think it's going to drop again. That's what I think. So I'll give y'all this markup. Same thing. Okay. What I would do if I was y'all know how I teach y'all, and I want y'all to start doing this yourself. Okay. Y'all know how I usually do. I'm going to take the fib from the high to the low, right? And then I tell you guys time and time again, if you take the 50%, let me take this fib off. There's a lot going on. If you take the 50% of this candle, remember it's a 45-minute candle, 50% of that candle, you want to be able to draw a zone, all right, from the opening of that candle to the 50%. Now, the goal is whenever you're looking for your entry, okay, from the high to the low, like so. Y'all ain't even know I could rhyme. Come on, man. I'm like a jack of all trades up in this thing. So look, you want your entry to be somewhere in the entry zone. So you guys technically have two different entries you could take advantage of, right? You can either do the 78.6 or the 71%. Okay. Put your stop loss 2 pips above the high, and then that's your trade. So literally, because like I said, I want y'all to be able to learn how to do this stuff yourself. I don't want y'all just copying and pasting. So I'm gonna give you the markup, and what you should do whenever you get the markup is take advantage of the take profits only. Okay. You guys have 3 take profits. 1, 2, 3. You're looking at the 45-minute time frame, okay? Which, if I'm taking a screenshot of the 45-minute chart, you should see. Look, let me click on the chart that actually dropped in the chat so y'all can see. Because like I said, this is about becoming self-sufficient. I do not want y'all to just strictly come on here copying and pasting. I want y'all to be able to, do a little bit of work yourself so you can have a little bit of self-gratification. That's why I'm telling y'all how to be able to get the entry. So peep this, right? It's telling you the time frame, all right? I don't know why this is freezing. It's telling you the time frame right here that I'm looking for, the 45 minutes. So remember, go to the 45-minute, find that candle on cash CHF, take the fib from the high to the low, right? Put your 50%, draw the zone. And I tell y'all, I usually take the more aggressive entry. So I'm going to take the 71% entry. You might take the 78.6. It's totally up to you. But you actually have your take profits. And guess what? Hold it to your take profits. Don't be like, oh, I was pulling back Tyree's take profits. If you guys know anything about my take profits, they're going to get hit. Okay. I don't really have break evens get hit. It's either stop loss or take profit. Okay. So hold that bitch. You feel me? I know the take profits are a little deeper than what y'all used to. Y'all used to TP1 being a 1-to-1 and all that type of stuff, which some of my take profits will be, but the ones that be 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, hold them, bro. Literally. So let's go see if the boys are on before I get ready to hop off. It's been a really good session though. Feel really good about tonight. Feel like we're about to kill the market. I'm not a what's the word? I was gonna say something corny. Don't worry about what I was gonna say. I said I was like, we finna kill the market. I was gonna say some corny shit like I don't know what the hell I was gonna say, bro. Let me just shut up. I don't know what the hell I was gonna say. It was gonna be something corny as hell though. Let's see if the boys are back in town. Hey, let's see if they talking about something real quick. All right, bro. My computer be tweaking. Come on, bro. There we go.
Yeah, before I really just had some orders.
All right, so them boys have already started. So guys, like how I told you, I've literally given you guys the setups. Okay, I want you guys to take advantage of it, and I want to be able to see what you guys end up doing with the information I just gave y'all. And that's pretty much going to be it. So appreciate everybody for hopping on the call. As I always say, we will be doing these calls more frequently, more consistently, so on and so forth. And I will see you guys at the same time tomorrow, 1 a.m. Central, 2 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, we'll talk about these setups later. So I'm gonna see y'all on the call, and y'all have a blessed and wonderful night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do in the market. And until tomorrow, peace out.